Good afternoon, Mr. Bernard and my fellow friends. My group member Sally, Stephen, and I, Elaine, appreciate the opportunity to be with you today. I'm here to talk to you about the difference between neobank and traditional bank. Before I start, I would like to explain both of them. Neobank is the finance institution that provide fully digital banking service. Neobank are finances distribution that given customer a cheaper and alternative to traditional bank. Neobank sometimes refers to as challengers banks, a fixed tax firm that offer apps, software, and other technology to streamline mobile and online banking. Those fixed tax generate special financial product like checking and saving account. Neobanks are offering banking service without being a bank, without being a leader, and finance statement without going through a central bank. A neobank is the 100 digital online banking and offer the uh, bon- on, the banking service online. Next, the traditional bank are the physical banking establishment. All traditional bank have full bank license. Law of expensive on chatting consumer-centric digital experience. Traditional bank are in the businesses of lending and borrowing money based on interest. A financial institution licensed to receive deposit and bank loan. Firstly, the difference between them are the service platform. Neobank is the fully digital bank based on banking model. For example, customer can use apps to arrange their bank statement through online. This is the compared to traditional bank have physical banking system. Most established banks now have online banking option as well. The term of relationship between the client and the second difference between neobank and traditional bank. In neobank, the client relationship is more like flexible and easy to modify, while the traditional bank take longer time to process compared to the neobank. Traditional bank need to be in charge in person and minor charges. Thirdly, neobank is lower fee than the traditional bank. The neobank has no cost to maintenance branches, while the traditional bank can charge many different fees that did not show up on the bank statement with monthly fee for some account type. Neobank also tend to be more transparent while traditional banks are more complex. Neobanks are the very transparent to provide the real-time information on any charges. Besides that, the traditional banks have been entered the market up to 100 years ago, while the neobank is the new bank with client slowly via remote toy that enter market up to 10 years ago. Next, the level of licensing to be different between neobank and traditional bank. Traditional bank have full banking license. Neobank can be distributed to three classes, which is full license, no license, and the partly license. For example, Shine is the company that non-licensing fixed tax firm that partnership with traditional bank to provide the banking service. Customer support at traditional bank tend to be more person, which is mean more slowly. Compared to the traditional bank, non-bank as user the online phone and interact to for the customer support. Furthermore, the traditional bank must take a longer time to the confirmation process. For example, the mortgage application many request a meeting at your local bank branch as well as a lot of paperwork and the document. But neobank only can process neobank can process confirmation with their client instantly through online. Lastly, they are not the physical office or branches of the neobank to operate, while the traditional bank have a physical of customer to settle their finances. Above the information are the difference between neobank and the traditional bank. Now I will pass up to Sally.
Thank you, Elaine. So, I will be continuing to present for question 2, which is evaluate about possible impact of neobanks on conventional business transaction in the banking system. So, firstly, neobank focuses on optimizing the customer experience by providing superior customer support and also convenient solutions. Neobank's user now can access the account anywhere and anytime because Neobank is a 24 hours operating hours. It assists consumers to perform all banking tasks digitally for a faster and easier way, such as a consumer now can transfer money from one account to another or even from one bank to another bank instantly. Also, neobanks facilitate free cross-border transactions. Moreover, neobanks have more agility and the capability to explore the data fully. They have access to valuable business data and can benefit from their skill to provide financial services at a low cost and at a high volume. Neobanks employ the data in a manner that will enable them to understand consumer needs better and adapt the existing or even create new products and services. Lastly, Neobank aims to provide customers with more financial management functions or financial tools compared to the mobile applications provided by traditional banks. Features such as providing a detailed insight into the spending habits, it will help the consumers adopt a better financial habits. That's all from me, and I will pass to Stephen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sally. I'll continue from now. So, identify the potential challenges that may arise for implementing neobank approach in Malaysia. So, for the first and foremost challenge is that digital banks are not permitted to establish any physical branch. Upon the commencement of operation, digital banks are required to undergo a 3 to 5 years foundational phase where the minimum total capital funds are set at 100 million ringgit with a total asset size not more than 2 billion ringgit. After the foundational phase, there will be no asset size limitation but digital bank is expected to have a minimum total capital funds of 300 million ringgit. Then Neobank must provide a pro forma financial statements alongside a detailed of 5 years business plan. The business plan must also emphasize on how the business is able to serve the underserved or unserved segment of the financial market in Malaysia. So you'll be asking, what is a pro forma financial statement? A pro forma financial statement leverage hypothetical data or assumptions about future values to project performance over a period that hasn't yet occurred. So, talking about high barriers to enter, traditional banks are already providing the services that neobanks have to offer, such as no fee checking, savings account, loans, financial education, payment, and money transfer services to the mass market at a more affordable rate due to economies of scale. Traditional banks are also heavily backed by the Malaysian government as they are the pillars of the economy. Moreover, traditional banks such as CIMB, Maybank, RHB are much more familiar where most of Malaysians are more comfortable with putting their money with those banks. Next, digital banks in Malaysia also face security and operational challenges. On the security side of things, going fully digital means that neobanks are fully exposed to cybersecurity attacks. This may be tricky because they deal with a lot of delicate and confidential information such as identity, passwords, and many more. In comparison to other neobanks, they are more or less offering the same products and services, which result in a very low bargaining power. Next, so the next question will be discuss the necessary consideration factors that are required for the implementation of neobanking. Based on the article, it is necessary for neobanks to consider and comply with the rules and regulations set out by Bank Negara Malaysia. The Central Bank of Malaysia requires digital banks to have a specific total asset size during and after the foundational phase, which includes identification of the target market based on demographics. The requirement set out by Bank Negara Malaysia is meant to ensure the newly established digital banks are able to operate as a pillar of the economy and that the neobanks will not wreak havoc on the Malaysian financial system. Should be there a threat of winding down. Next is it is also crucial for digital banks to consider potential online security threats they may face when conducting their business, especially with this online era. It is important for digital banks established in Malaysia to integrate, and maintain digital security systems and online anti-fraud mechanism in their mobile applications. Apart from that, to implement neobanking successfully in Malaysia, newly established neobanks are also required to build a winning proposition to capture market share. In order to win, digital banks should utilize their customers' consented data to come up with their precise offers tailored to the needs of customers. Most importantly is that the pricing should also be competitive without compromising servicing quality to ensure a decent customer experience. Next, as the digital banks are relatively new and resource limited, it is encouraged that they partner up with traditional banks as they have more resources, not just in terms of finances, but also talking about experiences. Traditional banks in Malaysia have a wide variety of partners in which the neobanks can leverage on gain to a better understanding of existing customers' financials, as well as to acquire new customers easily. Through partnerships, neobanks are also able to connect their system to adjacent products or businesses of the traditional banks, which may provide neobanks with the customer financial insight or trends. Last but not least, to differentiate themselves from other neobanks, digital banks should ensure that customers' journey in a mobile application is seamless as possible. This can be solved This can be solved via allowing customers to open an account instantly on their phones, leveraging data analytics to accelerate loaning decisions, the use of artificial intelligence, or known as AI, to flag up irregular activities, and also integrating open bank features. All right, that's all from us. Thank you very much. Is there any question?